Sign up today to catch all the major cropover events live online on cropover.cbc.bb. We've got you covered. Soca Monarch Finals, $53 or $26 US. Pick of the Crop Finals, $62 or $30 US. And Grand Kadooment, $22 Barbados dollars or $11 US. Don't be left out. Log on now to cropover.cbc.bb and book. CBC, taking cropover to the world.
A very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Lord, and in our news, intimate hotels told to use partnerships to compete with the increasing number of all-inclusives. Local officials worried about a low cruise tourism ranking. Artists draw for the Soca Monarch final positions. And in sports, the BCA Under-15 tournament is into the semi-final mode.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC Newsnight, starting now.
And in our top story, Tourism Minister Kerry Simmons is telling the intimate hotels of Barbados to form partnerships to remain competitive against the background of the growing number of large, all-inclusive resorts in the market. Now, Minister Simmons issued the challenge to the 49-member group as he delivered the feature address for their annual general meeting at Sweetfield Manor this afternoon. The minister believes if the members of the group use their respective strengths and brand themselves as a group, they can ultimately offer a complete experience to visitors. Our Ryan Broom joins us now with more details. Good evening to you, Ryan.
Good evening, Lisa. Good evening, viewers. Well, Minister Simmons has reminded the members of the group they hold a distinct advantage in the sector by being able to offer a more personalized approach to accommodation and hospitality. Now, he says in an environment where a number of visitors are seeking all-inclusives, the members of the intimate group must therefore highlight the things that help to make the visitor experience stand out at their properties.
The point is that you can then go to a portal, which is the intimate groups portal, and find the segment that fits your purposes if you are looking for a vacation in idyllic Barbados, but looking to do it on a budget. So the advantage you have is that you are appealing to people who want to experience Barbados, but are perhaps a little bit daunted by the fact that Barbados does tend to appeal as an aspirational destination. And we all know that the marketing gurus have used the term aspirational really to mean that it is something that appeals to the well-heeled and the more financially better off. But you can do Barbados on a budget. And you can do Barbados on a budget and get quality experience.
Now, he says that quality experience must be marketed in a targeted way,
so that you are then able to appeal to those sectoral interests, whether the people are coming here for a honeymoon. And many of them do, because up to last year, we've won the award for the best honeymoon destination in the Eastern Caribbean. Many of them are coming here for wellness and soft adventure. And again, there's a substantial appeal to that within the intimate group. Many are coming, as I said, for entertainment. Many are coming for several other purposes. But this will not be possible for all of you to benefit from if you continue to do the business in the same way and see yourselves only as one of 49.
Now, in order to achieve this, the minister has pledged that the Barbados Tourism Marketing Incorporated, or BTMI, will be working more closely with the group going forward. And he says many of the intimate hotels represent indigenous ownership in the sector, and his ministry is keen to see they are preserved, especially in the ever-changing tourism landscape of Barbados. It's back to you, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Well, in news now from the Senate, out of 34 destinations assessed, Barbados' welcome at the port has been rated a low 29th by cruise passengers. This from Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Senator Dr. Jerome Walcott as he led off debate on the final report of the National Cruise Development Commission. He notes that while the region remains the most popular location for cruise tourism, consumer interest in Barbados has declined. Senator Walcott says coming out of that report, key areas have been highlighted which will be given attention to bring Barbados to the front of the pack of regional cruise tourism.
It spoke, as I said earlier, in terms of the need to enhance the port experience at the Barbados port, the need for us to look at training in terms of the persons who work in various areas in the port, the general appearance and the need for upliftment and in terms of the shopping and the whole issue in terms of the port facilities.
People working and doing business in Bridgetown will soon find it easier to find parking. That's because government is planning to implement a smart parking system on streets adjoining Broad Street. Minister of Innovation, Science and Smart Technology Senator Kay McConney explains that the initiative falls under government's plan to transform Bridgetown to a smart city. It will involve the use of sensors and geotagging of parking spots across the city.
You will be able to detect where the free parking spots are in Bridgetown, go there and pay for it all online. We have already started working with the Royal Barbados Police Force, with Lands and Surveys Department, and together we have identified those streets in Bridgetown where the first pilot of the smart parking will begin. And it's a whole of government approach. We have met with the businesses in Bridgetown and a number of other stakeholders, and we have mapped out the area which will be the first area for coverage.
And in other news from the Upper House, Senator Alfio Wiggins has been appointed to a new post. The former Deputy High Commissioner to London has been named the Prime Minister's Special Envoy to Suriname. President of the Senate, Sir Richard Cheltenham, made the announcement just before the sitting wrapped up for the day.
Her duties will involve moving between Barbados and Suriname. And to that extent, she will not be resigning from the Senate to carry out her duties as Special Envoy. I just want to take this opportunity, and I'm sure that I speak on behalf of all fellow senators, in wishing her well in this new and important assignment.
Sign up today to catch all the major Cropover events live online on cropover.cbc.bb. We've got you covered. Soca Monarch Finals, $53 or $26 US. Pick of the Crop Finals, $62 or $30 US. And Grand Kadooment, $22 Barbados dollars or $11 US. Don't be left out. Log on now to cropover.cbc.bb and book. CBC, taking Cropover to the world.
A 33-year-old man has been remanded to Her Majesty's Prison at Dodds on charges of 2 counts of theft of money involving ATMs. Joaquin Alberto Lobo of Buenos Aires, an Argentine national, appeared in the District A Magistrates Court today, where he pleaded not guilty to stealing $3,040 belonging to the Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited between July 6th and 7th. He is also accused but not required to plead to stealing $79,770 belonging to CIBC First Caribbean International Bank Limited between July 5th and the 8th. Now, Lobo has been remanded to prison until August the 14th. Well, all is set for the 2019 Soca Monarch final at the Soca Bowl in over a week's time. Out of an initial field of 34 contestants that competed in the MQI 98.1 The One Soca Monarch semis, 14 were selected for the July 28th final to battle defending Monarchs Lil Rick and Mikey at the National Botanical Garden. The list includes first-timers, seasoned artistes, former Monarchs and veterans. They converged on the Waterford Bottom St. Michael venue to sign their contracts and draw for positions. First to hit the stage will be Marsville, followed by reigning Monarch Lil Rick, Betty B, TC, Jamal Slocum, who exchanged positions with Mikey and will perform at position number 5. Sanctuary is next, then Just D, Biggie Irie, AC, Faith, Leadpipe, Damian Marvey, Natalie, Skung Young, Shaquille, 2018 Party Monarch Mikey will round out the pack. Now, rehearsals for the finals commence on Friday. Event coordinator with the National Cultural Foundation, AJA, wants Barbadians to come out in their numbers for that show.
This is going to be a tremendous historic occasion in we call it the Soca Bowl, right, at the Botanical Gardens. And it's going to be a fantastic performance. These guys and girls are right now pumped. You can see it, right, you know?
AJA says the National Botanical Gardens is evolving and could transform into an entertainment center. The Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation is among the sponsors. Marketing specialist Alicia Hinkson says that much is in store from the CBC.
Of course, if you're coming, feel free to book the 98.1, the 1 MQI Blue Zone. It's the VIP zone for the event. If you're not getting here, you can watch it at CBC, popover.cbc.bb, and of course, book it on MCTV, or just get here. Make sure you go there, get your tickets. Make sure you are here to see who will reign supreme.
While as efforts continue to develop the local beekeeping industry, honey isn't the only product likely to be produced. Hives also produce pollen, wax, royal jelly, and propolis. President of the Barbados Apiculture Association, Damien Hines, says, like honey, these are all areas local producers can tap into.
The main product will be pollen that you will find in a lot of the shakes and drinks and so on. But for the most part, we don't have much production of anything else. In fact, all the wax that we use, even for beekeeping as starter foundation, is imported. So this is an opportunity again for us to actually provide some of the inputs locally, right? Again, through people researching about their health and so on, we find that royal jelly, propolis, and pollen are becoming a lot more demanded. So there is an opportunity for us to not only focus on honey, but all of these other products as well.
Mr. Hines was speaking to CBC during a site visit of the apiary at the Mount Gay Distillery in St. Lucie. He says that more people are getting involved in the industry, and this has resulted in some significant growth in the association's membership in recent months. Regional stories now, and police over in Jamaica say criminals are migrating following the implementation of states of emergencies in several divisions. As crime continues to intensify in Manchester that is, police are confirming criminals are moving into the area. We have a report from CVM TV.
Criminals are seeking solace in other parishes in a bid to avoid security forces appears to be the Jamaican reality. With crime at a high in the parish of Manchester, police divisions are trying to tackle the issue before it spirals out of control.
So we have migrant criminals in two forms. Those that actually are moving at a given period, at a given time. But there are some who are domiciled in our spaces. So they come here and spend time, and they associate with persons that they would have met in prison, and they network.
With this confirmation, the police are now moving to monitor key areas being frequented by criminals. However, while this is being done, another murder happened. 30-year-old Jasmine Lee Brown from Redberry Porous stabbed to death by her former boyfriend.
In Guyana now, a non-governmental organization is working on a plan which tackles major issues affecting young Guyanese. One of the issues addressed in the document is street harassment, as we hear in this newsroom report.
The youth group Girls Innovating for Tomorrow hopes that through engagements with young people, it will be able to address the scourge of street harassment. GIFT is made up of 11 females who meet with youths across the country at various forums, hoping to not only change their culture, but motivate them to do better. Cheryl Noel, the mentor of the group, told the newsroom in an interview on Tuesday that street harassment reduces a young woman's self-confidence.
Because I don't think men really understand how it feels when you are at the receiving end of that. They think they're being, complimentary, but it isn't complimentary. And so that ends up with young women walking with their faces, as they say in Guyana, long and sour. I'm just trying to show you that I'm not interested. A young woman should not have to make herself look unpleasant just to say to the people out there that I'm not interested in those things you're talking to me about.
The youth group will put together ideas and solutions to a number of issues facing by young people. This will be presented to community leaders, governing bodies, and the press on November 20th, 2019, International Children's Day.
In Dominica now, the Ministry of Agriculture has embarked on a 3-day planning workshop to improve the sector. We hear more in this report from Marpin TV.
This is in an effort to improve the performance and delivery of services to the farming community and other stakeholders. During the workshop, the planning and monitoring processes of the ministry will also be reinforced. A representative who is facilitating this workshop says the goal is to have a results-based strategic plan, taking into account the immediate reality and impact of climate change.
There's nothing we can do about climate and the weather, absolutely nothing we can do. But we can take steps to make sure that we can survive and adapt whatever the weather throws at us up to a certain level. So therefore, again, I'm coming down to the one message I would like to leave. Planning is important, but please don't let us make planning the end all to everything. Planning can only take us up to a certain level to get us a plan on paper. What we do with that paper after, in terms of executing, it is more important than the plan itself.
Among the intended outcomes of the planning workshop are the provision of a revised version of the ministry's strategic plan and the development of the division's work plan for the 2019-2020 cycle.